Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Welcome, dear friends, to Kardec Radio. My name is Greg, and the name of my show is Spiritism, Healing, and Meditation. This is show number 22. Kardec Radio is nourishing our souls 24 hours a day. We have over 4,000 podcasts on Facebook, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. You can just go to those sites and download the programs and take it on the go. You can go to kardecradio.com and you can send in your questions there, or you can send us a donation. We are 100% volunteer based. All of these programs are by volunteers, and the station needs and has needs to pay the bills. So thank you if you can do that. So today we have a program where I'm going to be reading from the Spiritism magazine. The Spiritism magazine is a beautiful publication, which is over 50 now, and this is an example of the Spiritism magazine, a physical copy, where you can get the downloadable ones, the PDF copies, free online at spiritismagazine.org. So let us first start with an opening prayer to God and the spiritual mentors to help us connect. Dear Heavenly Father, Mother God, Master Jesus, good spirits of Kardec Radio, Mother Mary, please guide us today. Please inspire us, both the listener and the speaker, that we speak truth, that we hear truth, that truth alone is all that there is, an inspiration going deep within our soul. Please help these words that come from the good spirits through the hands of the spiritists, mediums. May they ring truth in our soul, and may they enliven us and inspire us to continue our struggles and to continue our good works, our spiritual works on this planet, to glorify your name, dear Lord. Thank you, and so be it. So, we'd like to start with the first one, is Mental Concentration by André Louis through the psychography of Chico Xavier. Friends, much is talked about mental concentration. Circles of faith focus on untimely appeals to Christ. Companions of the ideal concentrate with flawless exterior silence, sustaining an inadequate inner shout. However, we must ask ourselves what resources we are putting together. Simple words or simple supplications. We know that just request must be based on fair law. Putting your head between your hands, it is imperative to remember that it is up to us to revisit in such attitude the results of our daily lives, the little prizes acquired in the regeneration of ourselves, and the vibrations that we are spreading along our path. That is why we unprecedentedly offer our companions some remedies which we consider of importance in guaranteeing our spiritual concentration. 1. Outside the sanctuary of your faith, do not forget the respectable approach that is assigned to you within it. Keep your ears against the tubas of calumny or slander, knowing that you must listen to the construction of the good. Do not lend your word or unworthy words so that suggestions of the higher spirits find your mouth clean. Do not fixate your eyes unto the faults of others, and understanding that you have been called to see in order to assist others. Fulfill your everyday duty, however unpleasant or embarrassing it may be, recognizing that education does not arise without discipline. Learn to find time to live with good books, improving your own knowledge. Do not indulge in anger or discouragement, in lightness or in unhappy desires, so that your soul does not become a note out of tune in the harmonious whole of prayer. Walk in the climate of optimism and goodwill towards all. Do not hang your imagination on the gray hanger of complaint, and do not visualize the evil of anyone. Cultivate constant and selfless assistance to others. It is in forgetting of the self that you will be able to concentrate your mental energies on prayer, and thus your thought will rise victorious to serve the name of God. These are like modern, up-to-date 10 Commandments for us, set down by Andre Louise, not fixating our faults on others. And Jesus said the same thing, seeing the spot in someone's eye, but forgetting to see the beam which is in your own. And fulfilling your duty, he talks about as being a part of the discipline of life. And he actually addresses the fact that your duty may be embarrassing. It may be something that you felt you are not dignified for. Well, life is what it is. We have what we have. And we can turn that around and create a situation where we feel dignified in that. And it will inspire in others that it is a dignified thing that we are doing. If we are not in the case where we feel like we have a prestigious title, many of us don't. Many of us do not have prestigious titles in this world. And we have jobs to do. And Andre Louise is encouraging us to have the discipline to do the job and to help. And this is from a book by Andre Louise and the Book of Education of the Spirit. Of the Light, Education of the Light, by several spirit authors, and psychographed by Chico Xavier. The next piece I would like to read is, I need to find it here. Yes, it is Testimony and Service by the Spirit Diaz da Cruz, through the mediumship of Andre Morera. It is a short piece. Predicting its profound renewal, the earth upheaves and convulses before relational dramas, which reflect the inferior condition of its inhabitants, in need of spiritual education and redemption. Crime, hate, violence, and disrespect are exhibited in society while terrorizing unsuspected beings who seem to see within the social landscape the complete dissolution of customs, morality, and religious values. As heirs of Victorian society in which looks were more important than reality, today's families see themselves faced with a range of difficulties resulting from inversions of order and acts of violence from their family members. These acts reveal the inner realities of the family. However, it is noticed that modern society manifests an illness due to its lack of superior moral references, which can guide the development and the awakening of everyone's superior and divine potentials. There is a need for public and social figures who exemplify the gospel through their daily living and through genuine love which spreads kindness for agreeability to, knowledge of, and submission to the Creator. In this context, the development of spiritualistic ideas is seen, and although matters of spirituality, love, and Jesus have never been referred to so often on earth, the world is still in need of the living gospel of the Lord and the renewed Christian who inspires through example. It is urged that those who are already aware of the gospel's greatness because of its value for personal renewal give a personal testimony by their good deeds. The Lord said, "Shine your light before men, so that your good deeds may glorify your Father who is in the heavens." Christian audacity is not egotistical or vain, but rather embodies the courage to show oneself as a Christian servant and a follower of the Creator through the examples which inspire and transform. After all, it is clearly written in the Spirit's book, through the words from the Lord's spirits. Evil dominates because the good are shy. I have something to add here and about the gospel and what it means to spread the gospel around. St. Francis has a very famous quote where he said, "Preach the gospel always, and if necessary, use words." And this is the true meaning of Spiritist Christian movement. Through kindness and charity, we help. And it's through that that barriers are broken down, that people are transformed, that people feel that love that's coming through them, the doer of the good, directly from the Lord of the universe. We are co-creators in this universe. We were made in the image of God, and that means we are small gods. Jesus said, "Are ye not gods?" We are small gods. God is the supreme creator, and we are the co-creators. And as we move up in evolution, we get more and more responsibilities and more spiritual power, and ultimately to the level that Jesus is a creator and governor of this planet. We are all destined for that, to move towards that. Don't know how long it will take, but we take as many shortcuts as we can through Spiritism and being inspired by those who've gone before us. So preach the gospel always, and if necessary, use words. And I think St. Francis's movement was more without using words. Just do the good and not pretend to do the good by speaking loud, as Jesus spoke often about the hypocrisies in his time, people that spoke out loud, making a lot of clamor about their connection with God. We just do the good and show the world who we are and help. And the last piece is a piece about Chico, and it's called Chico's Visit in Dreams by Umberto Fabri. We were aware of the eagerness that Chico had in leaving his body. I'm sorry. Let me start again. We were aware of the easiness that Chico had in leaving his body. However, there was probably much more to know than that which we were aware of. On one of our visits to Uberaba, Chico was a little down about his health, and evidently none of us wanted to extend our visit to his home in order to allow his full recovery. We made quicker visits without getting into long conversations, which usually lasted for hours on end. One of our friends said, "Too bad that Chico's health isn't great, because this time we can't talk with him as we have done before." We all agreed that the most important thing was his quick recovery, which always occurred because he had a great mission to carry out. When Mrs. Yolanda went to visit him on Sunday, the day of our return to Sao Paulo, Chico said, "Yolanda, tell the boys," and that's what he lovingly called us, "that I'm going to visit them during the night for us to work and converse a bit." We have always been faithful to Kardec's advice. It is necessary to pass everything through the screen of reason, study, and research, and not accept anything that violates good sense. During the night after our return, on one of the nights, I had a dream about the medium, a real live dream. We were working in attending to people, and a little bit that I remember is that he was conversing with a group, and then we took our leave as always. I gave him a kiss on the cheek, which was immediately returned. The next day, one of our friends who had been with us in Uberaba told me, "Interesting. Last night I dreamt about Chico." It could be interesting, but this was the time to compare, to check. "And what was it like?" I asked. To my surprise, his details were amazingly similar with richness of details. It was literally the confirmation of what he had said to Yolanda, "Tell the boys that I will visit them during the night for us to work and converse a bit." Chico is an amazing medium. God gave him so much. And it's always inspiring to hear these little stories of Chico. I'm always uplifted to hear them, and I'm sure you are too. So we are at the end of the readings for this program. We'd like to thank the good spirits for these readings. We'd like to thank the mediums who psychographed them and the spirits who gave the information of inspiration for us. Some a long time ago, decades and decades ago, and this knowledge is still relevant for us today. May you all be inspired by these works. May God always be with you. May you always feel the Creator in your heart. It is said in the Vedic tradition that God lives in the heart, in the chambers of the heart, that the feminine aspect of God lives in the heart. In the Vedic, they talk about Mahalakshmi. It's a feminine aspect of God. And that aspect sits in our heart. So we are never without God. We just need to go within, go deep within, in prayer and in meditation. The difference between the two: one, in prayer, we are speaking to God or praising God or asking God, and in meditation, we are letting go and listening to that silent murmuring of God in our heart. May you be blessed with this, and may you have the time to continue to the second part, the meditation and the healing part of this, where we will continue. Thank you for joining, dear friends. Many blessings. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Purifying the heart and mind before a healing prayer, as described by the Spirit Father Eustachio, who was a healing medium when alive on earth. This through the hands of psychography of Chico Xavier. Repeat after me, silently or out loud. Visualize the person or people who have hurt you. Look into their eyes and say to them, I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. See yourself hugging them. Visualize the people you have hurt. Look into their eyes and say, I am sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Visualize yourself hugging them. Now visualize yourself as a small child. Look directly into your eyes and say, I forgive you. I love you. Thank you, dear soul. God loves you greatly, more than you are capable of knowing. The healing prayer. Repeat after me, silently or out loud. Dear God, please use me as an instrument of healing to cure this infirmity. I have faith in you and know that all things are possible with you. Please free me from all thought of pride and selfishness, which may alter their purity. I humbly beseech you to permit your good spirits to concentrate their beneficial fluids in me so that I may bring about health. Let us visualize a shower of God's healing light being poured over the diseased or damaged area. Sustain this image of light, healing, soothing the damaged or diseased part. This light of God coming through Jesus and the good spirits restores balance and reinvigorates health. See this light not only healing the physical vessel, but the paraspiritual body. See the cells coming alive with new joyous energy, happy to be part of God's plan and carry out this holy work. See this loving light of God pour over our entire spark of God we call the soul. See each cell be enlivened in vigor and health. May this heavenly divine light elevate us to learn from this mistake that caused the disease. May it infuse wisdom and discernment so that future thoughts and actions do not cause harm to myself or any other dear soul. See us healthy, happy, vibrant, glowing in divine light, a heart full of love and acceptance of all. Thank you, Holy God. Thank you, Blessed Jesus. And thank you, good spirits that are sent by God for this healing. Thank you for this healing. Thank you. Thank you.